Thank you. I'll try and sum up. Essentially, what we talked about was we need to clearly set policies about data protection systems and practices. We do not have a well thought out framework. It needs to be more consolidated. International ordinances are to be further discussed. It is essential to set out clear definitions of terms and have guidelines. For example, what is legal and what is disinformation? Laws should address illegal content, while independent platforms may manage harmful but legal content through mitigation measures. We need independent regulators and overseeing agencies or bodies who will not be appointed by the government, as governments might become rough and use laws to intimidate the citizens. These agencies cannot receive restrictions from the government. We've seen an example of that already. Another question raised is that we should involve the judiciary when law enforcement agencies access data of the citizens. How do we further improve the existing process? We need to introduce age verification mechanisms to protect children online. Issues were raised about fact-checking limitations and on the implementation process, existing lack of data localization and need to close the gaps. We need to have platform transparency, how the algorithm modifications are working in the background, and platforms must have liability towards regulatory government agencies. I would like to add that this really for me has been wonderful because it's very rare to have as open and candid a discussion as we've just had today, and I would particularly like to thank those of you who are in authority to come up with that position, to be open in that manner. And you see that as a welcoming sign in terms of the way we need to go forward. Because we will make mistakes, all of us will. But provided we're prepared to listen, provided we are not closing doors, provided we are not being authoritarian, I think it can all be worked out. This is a huge window of opportunity that we have. And I, of course, want to thank the Nagarik Coalition and UNESCO for putting all this together. And I hope that this is the beginning of many such events, because if these begin to happen, what will happen beyond anything else is there will be trust. And in the end, that is the one word that I think puts everything together. Provided we can trust our government and provided the government can trust the public and the private sector, I think we have the mechanism for going forward. Thank you, everyone. There's refreshments. I'm sure some of you might hang around and this conversation can continue. Thank you.